What's up, guys? Welcome to Balling on a Budget episode number 5. Today we're going to be playing in Pro Plays Game Remote Duel Regional. I think this is going to be really exciting. I'm going to be getting to play against players such as Ruben Penaranda, who competed in last invitationals, multiple tops, and of course Andres Torres, right? Like a world's competitor, numerous tops. Like you can probably count like on more than both hands how many tops he has. YCS champion and all that as well. So I'm really excited to be playing against these people and alongside them in this case tournament. But before we jump into the series, guys, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It supports the channel greatly, and it will help a lot. So I hope to see you guys in there, and we're gonna get started. What's up, guys? So I got my cup of Joe here. I'm playing against Andres Torres for my one of my matches I'm gonna be featuring today. And bro, he's playing Burning Abyss, man, and he's one of one of the best players in the world. Numerous tops, 2 YCS championships under his belt, right? Like just crazy. So we see like the game progressing here. He didn't open that well. He's playing a BA hand trap version, which means that he has a lot of hand traps, but they're not really good against my deck, right? Like they're meant for the meta. So I do have like I'm like slightly favored in the matchup just from a deck building perspective, due to that reason alone. We see him here summon 2 BAs. I think it's Graph, and then I forgot what the other one is called, but he makes Cherubini. He's gonna trigger Graph F, and he's gonna use Graph Effect to summon from his deck. I think here I'm going to change Super Poly, which is my set, just so that I make sure that he can't keep special summoning. And then I'm going to use, after he summons his monster, which is going to be a Scarm, I'm going to use Hedgehog's Effect to search. So far, so good for me. Things are, like, rolling in my favor. He only has 2 cards in his hand. And, I mean, he just came from playing in the Invitational as well. So, he's very, like, not new at all to the competitive scene. So it's really good to be able to play against him. He actually Second Light here. Really dope. He puts back the Joel because it's like useless, right? He's gonna draw another card, and so we're gonna see what happens here. You're gonna find out that after he Second Light, his back row is dead too. I Dynamite him at end phase, and I reset my Falco. I'm going to do a couple plays. First, I'm going to flip up the Falco. Flip up the Falco, and then not use its effect. Make Cross Sheep. Then flip up Wendy. It's going to get Ash here. And then I activate L. I'm going to use those monsters to make App Clone. I'm going to chain block and use Cross Sheep as my last chain, just so I play around. Basically, like some sort of like Ogre or anything of that sort, because I want to keep my monster in there. I think Beast should be the last chain link. I think I definitely misplayed there. But anyways, I'm going to make Artemis, make Boral Sword. Use App Clone's effect to get some more resources, and so yeah, at this point I'm just gonna add and dump, I think, Core, and then Core effect will grab me a L. I'm just going to attack him for 3,000, and he's gonna pass. I top deck a Math Man, and from here it's gonna be pretty much game. His back row's dead. He only has 2 cards in hand. We can assume that if they're not live. So yeah, he's gonna concede here. Shows you the Red Dice Fusion and the missions of the Gnome. So. Some good old coffee, guys. And yeah, I mean, he pretty much just has to scoop there, right? Like he activates Sekka, so his trap effects and spell effects are all turned off. Can't do any of that, and we just go into siding here, which is gonna be pretty sick. The main reason being that like I have Lava Golem, right? Like the fact that you revealed Red Ice Fusion to me, even though he didn't summon it, means that I can side in Lava Golem, side in a lot of the extra 2 Shaddoll fusions, right? Against that matchup, because if I can out the Dragoon, then the BA Shaddoll matchup is just like a very grindy technical play version, and that's just gonna be fine. But you're gonna see right here in game 2, I actually make a lot of misplays. I make 2 notable ones. He hard opens his one of Red Ice Fusion, which is really good, because he just I don't play Ash, so that's like, I mean, I don't think he knows that, but that's just like very strong. He negates Wendy with Scarm, and it's just at end phase he's gonna search. I told him he doesn't gain 1,000 attack off Dragoon effect. Negating Wendy because it's in the graveyard. Yeah, from here I'm gonna draw a card, and I had the Super Poly in my hand, but I didn't set it actually. So I did open the Super Poly, but I chose not to set it because I wanted to play around like back row removal potentially. So here I Super Poly after I set Squamata, and I pass on to him. And yeah, I mean that's gonna be definitely a huge problem for him. Add back the Schism as well. Set Schism and then pass. He top decks Duster here, which is like very unfortunate, but I changed Schism and I changed Shadow Game to like stay in the game. I'm gonna send the Shaddoll Core, just so that I can add back the Schism, and then I'll banish 2, and I'll make a another window basically, and then use that to add back the Schism from the graveyard to my hand. I think like I could have also sent Wendy and tried to play that way, but I think this is still fine. So just grinding back and forth. I attacking to the Graph. Graph summons the Farfa, and he's gonna pass. He's gonna normal summon a BA monster. I'm gonna activate Schism to banish his monster. He did not expect the third window actually. So he's like, wow, that's the third window. That's really strong. So Seer's gonna bring back the Graph, and he's just gonna pass. And here you'll see me like make a couple misplays. So here I search a L. I think that's fine, but the issue is what comes after, which is basically I got like really like I just like didn't read the position right. Like if I stayed on double window, I probably would have won. He farfed the other one, and then I'm gonna attack into the Graph, and then Graph is gonna special summon another BA from his deck. And so that's just gonna be the game plan there. I make Artemis and I set 2 and I pass. So and I summon back the window. So like I should have just at this point like done something better. I'll show you. So he normal summons, I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then he's going to make, I think, Dante. So at this point, I was supposed to Schism and then not activate L. Like I could have just, I forgot for some reason that I can just Schism and banish the Artemis from my side of the field, and then a Shaddoll monster from my graveyard to send his Dante to the grave, and then he can't trigger Seer, and even if he farfers one of the windows, I'm still in there. So I just like misplayed so bad here, and this was like definitely a crucial error as to why I'm going to be losing this game, right? Like I was in commanding position, but just mainly due to that reason alone, I'm going to be losing the game. So this shows you goes like really, like technical play and playing a deck like Shaddoll. So it's, you have to play it correct all the way through, because one mishaps, one small misplay will definitely cost you the game. And that's what you're gonna see happen here, which is very unfortunate. Like I just also forgot Dante was a light monster. I never really played against BAs. Like so I just like honestly forgot Dante was also a light monster, and I was like, what? Okay. I changed Schism to his Zeus effect here just so that I can summon Construct and then send his monster. Then I'll just add back resources from my graveyard there. I don't get the Construct effect because it was summoned and sent to the graveyard immediately. If you guys want to see like the full replay, definitely go check out my Twitch VOD at twitch.tv/pack_official_TCG. You can see all the more gameplay with the talking and all that stuff there as well. This is just more like the more sped up version, just so you guys can like kind of get like a post commentary vibe kind of. And just get the general consensus. This isn't like an in-depth analysis by any means of the imagination. I would highly consider watching like the game itself, at twitch.tv/pack_official_TCG. But still, I think this was really dope, really enjoyable match for me. I was nice being able to play one of like, a player that's really strong and who knows what he's doing. And he definitely is gonna punish my misplay here. At this point, like I'm trying to come back, but I just like misplayed so much already. Like it's just like so hard to recur back the advantage you got once you like threw the game, right? Like now BA, his entire deck is gonna get going, and his deck is in like a highly recursive state right now. So it's just like really bad for me. Really bad for me, guys. But it's gonna be all right. Like even here, like I activate L for no reason. I should have like attacked into the Beatrice, pop it, let him summon purple Dante, attack into the other Nyan, L for another Construct, attacking to Beatrice again, and then attacking to purple Dante, then blow it up. Like there's just so many better plays like I could have done. But yeah, I like threw. You're gonna see me here scoop pretty much really soon, and he's gonna just pop off. So yeah, I mean, as you see here, on just keeping all his hands on screen, his cards on screen, just because make it very public. Like we want to play as fair as possible and all that good stuff, and very good sportsmanship and gameplay display by him. We see here the top like the ghost spell for my Schism, and Schism goes to the grave when the activation is negated. So or at least like the activation of the card to use an effect is negated, it goes to the graveyard. So it's kind of like Savage. Therefore it goes to the grave. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna concede pretty much here. Like I'm just like, yeah, I just can't beat this. And okay, we're gonna go into game number 3, the final determinant of who will make it. Because this game is really important, right? We're both XO1 at this point. We're both XO. Yeah, we're both XO1 at this point. Actually, Andres is undefeated and I'm XO1, so we're just siding right now, and this is like very important, right? Like Andres is Still undefeated, and I basically only have one tie at this point in time. So yeah, this is like gonna be a really good match. So you see here, Dante mills 1. And the reason why you mill 1 is so that you don't hit like you don't hit a red eyes or something. That's like the main reason. You don't want to hit a red eyes or any of the cards for the red eyes fusion. Summons Dragoon Beatrice. I activate Shaddoll fusion. Is gonna get negated, but I actually sacked him pretty bad. I had another Shaddoll fusion, which you see right here is gonna be activated, and this one is gonna be so strong. Summoning Apollo. I'm gonna force out the Beatrice here by using Apollo to negate it. He's gonna go Farfa, and he's gonna try to Farfa my Apollo. And what I'm gonna try to do here is I think I'm just gonna chain Super Poly, which because I open up double Poly Super Poly going second to the Dragoon board, which is so broken, like so broken. You see me make the window. You take out the Dragoon, and then I'm going to summon or search a pretty much a Schism. I'm off Apollo, then dump Ariel. Then I'm gonna use Ariel to banish his Seer, his Dantes, all that good stuff, just so that he doesn't have a way to get back into the game. I'm gonna attack into the Anaconda. It takes another 17. I'm gonna set 3 and then pass. Keep in mind we're also like on time right now. Like game 2 like was a forever grind game, so we're in game 3 right now with a little bit of time, maybe like I would say 10 minutes left on the clock. Yeah, so he's going to switch Beatrice to attack mode and try to attack. So I add back Shaddoll fusion here. Then Hedgehog, he attacks it, which adds me Resh. I'm gonna activate Shadow Game. Shadow Game is gonna Wendy, and then Wendy's going to set a monster. So just trying to stay alive at this point, right? So he makes Dante here, and next part is really crucial. He gets to make Zeus, which is so broken. In hindsight, I should have tried to like stop this, but because I didn't play a light monster, Chaos in the main deck, and I took it out, it definitely really hurt me. So there, I'm going to add the Schism back to my hand because Core was sent to graveyard by card effect, and then he's gonna Farfa his own Zeus just so that even though I added back Shaddoll fusion won't work. I top deck. I think I had Avarice. I sided Avarice into the matchup too because I knew it was gonna be really grindy. And so I just set 3 and pass. And, you know, this is like his last turn. There's like barely any time left. I activate Schism. He top decks the Bell there, as you can see from the top. And he's going to go for like pretty much like a game shot because there's not a lot of time left. He tries to make Phoenix and pops. I'm like, okay. Hits the L. And then he makes Bulbasaur. He's going to try to attack with Bulbasaur. I'm like, okay, activate Resh. I'm going to set down the Wendy. And this is gonna help me pretty much like stay alive because I'm gonna go summon Wendy in defense. And yeah, so I'm gonna summon Wendy. He's going to Zeus attack. I'm gonna use Wendy effect, set Falco, turn defense, sword attack, and then I'm gonna set the beast, and he's gonna attack into the beast, and then that pretty much stays me alive. And now at this point in time, he just scoops because he realized that, you know, he couldn't deal enough life points, and I just had too much life points and too much graveyard recursion. But I mean, I had Super Power in my hand, so I was probably gonna win that match either way. Because I drew into it off the beast. So like I think even without time it was still a good match, and I was probably in a commanding position to win the game. So very good game, very GG's. And now we're gonna move to match number 2. That was one of my favorite matches, as you saw with against Unjust Taurus. Really a good match to look forward to, and something I'll be reviewing, you know, to get better at for sure. But now I'm gonna be playing and showing you guys the top 8 match. We made it into top cut, and this was all a good match. I wanted to show you guys a top cut match against Zoo Elik, a very popular control deck, you know, and how the Shaddoll match is played into this. He makes Dryden set 3 pass. And then I'm just going to draw for turn. And I'm going to show you how I navigate through this board and how you play through it with the Shaddoll deck. So you see here, I just go set, and I just pass. So the theory is that Dryden, right, can't pop anything that's face down. So, like, we don't get him to put a material in his graveyard, which is really important. He summons the Lord here, and I think that's totally fine with me. I just set back row and let him play. Like, you know, we don't have to play very fast. All I have to do is just chill and hang out. He makes Borbo here, which it's definitely, I think, going to be a mistake, and you'll see why pretty soon. So I activate Super Poly immediately, and I use actually his board roll to make Shashinaga with the Falco. Then I'll use the effect to set the Falco. Yep. The reason is because I do this in battle phase, by the way, just because I don't want him to play. Like I don't want him to like attack. He ashes my App Clone when I punish him in his Lord. He's gonna banish the Sanguine and then set a one of the lands and then just pass back to me. I'm gonna draw for turn and I'm just gonna go attack. He's gonna activate the Sanguine, and then from here I held a very useful card in this matchup, which is going to be Dynamis. I'm going to Dynamis target his Lord, and even if he chains Conk to pop his own Lord, I'm going to pitch an Aerial, and I'm going to use Aerial effect to actually banish his 2 Lords, and then the Sanguine, and yeah, attack into his Haquero, and I'm going to flip up Falco to use its effect to set back the Aerial, but he's going to impermit, set 1, and he pass. He top decks L-Land, and he's going to pay 8. And he's gonna, get back Conquistador to his hand. But this still doesn't have a monster, so he's just gonna set and pass. So my Falco gets some value here. He tries to activate him, like, oh wait, you can't. So I'm just gonna attack him for 26 with Shashinaga. Attack him with Falco, and he's gonna activate Conquistador, and I'm gonna be like, okay, chain Dynamis. From here, I'm just gonna set 1 and then pass. Like I said, just play very slow. He lost all his. Both his Golden Lords are banished, so like I'm pretty much in this game. Like his Sanguine shouldn't get him anything because most people aren't playing the 3rd Lord. Yeah, so because we know that he probably doesn't play the 3rd Lord, I actually lost to him in Swiss, because I like bricked and he just opened Cracked Head, and so I just couldn't beat him. But now that I'm opening playable and whatnot, like it's a lot better. Set a monster, I pass, let him play. I was gonna normal his Zoo monster, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Makes Hammer Kong. I also banish his Dryden, so you just can't bring it back. He's going to make Chakanine, and on summon of Chakanine, I'm going to activate Needle Sealing. Destroy all my monsters, and use Falco and Aerial, as well as to set. Or not Aerial. And then he just scoops here. He just knows like he just can't win. There's like no way for him to like get back into the game. He lost all his Lords. His Zoo monsters are getting bodied. So yeah. We're going to go down to match game number 2 now. To see whether or not I'll make it into the top 4. So this should be a pretty solid match. Like I said, 2 grindy trap decks into each other. But yeah. I mean, in terms of like my siding pattern, what my thought process, I'm putting cards in like more Shaddoll fusions because like he might misplay with his Zoo monsters, and then I'm also putting in cards like Unending Nightmare because it's really good into its back row. He's going to I think he makes me go first here, yeah, and I just say pass. The reason is because like it's just like not worth setting stuff. I opened up like Shaddoll Fusion L Super Poly, so I'd rather let him attack me and make Zeus, to be honest, and then I can Super Poly Zeus with priority, just so that I can get Construct and then just play off his own monsters. Summons Chakanine. I'm like, okay. Then he just goes battle phase. He's gonna attack me, and I'll take this 1700. He's gonna go to main phase 2. He's gonna make Tiger Mortar, make Dryden, play around the Nibiru, and then just let me go. Here I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, he has a Thorough Blade, so I'm gonna activate Shaddoll. He's just gonna Ash. I was kind of curious to see how he played out. Then I'm gonna go normal summon Squamata, and I'm gonna go to battle phase because his defense is 0, because Thorough Blade's defense is 0. I'm going to go to battle phase, and he's gonna Dryden my Squamata. I'm like, okay, sure, that's fine. I think like, I thought about like whether or not I let that go or not, and I'm like, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll just use Squamata effect. He already ashed me, so like the only thing left he could have is like maybe Meister, and I use Wendy's effect. I'm gonna set the Shaddoll Beast, and then from here I think I'm just gonna set 3 cards and just play it slow. No need to like activate Super Poly or anything of that sort. Just play it very slow. Let him commit to the plays. I'm gonna go stand by phase, target Resh, targeting the Wendy. The main reason I do this because I have L and I want my L Shaddoll Fusion to be live. He's gonna use Lord effect to send one of the back row. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. He hit the Torrential Tribute. That's totally good. Then he's gonna summon the Lord effect, send Tenki. Switch right into attack mode, make Chakanine, And then check on effect, bring back Trident. And I faked another Torrential here, but I think it was L. I forgot I didn't have Super Poly. I guess I think I do have Super Poly. I guess it's the card in my hand. I'm just holding on to it. I just like didn't set it. Yeah, he's gonna attack directly, and then I'm gonna activate L Shaddoll Fusion. I'm gonna make App Clone to negate his Borbo so that he can't attack directly and he can't make Zeus. But he has like an Imperm. I don't know why he has Imperm in his deck, but he decides to have like an Imperm, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'll just set Falco. He's gonna attack me directly. I'm gonna take the 1600, and then I think he just goes to main phase 2 and makes Zeus. Banish his end phase, set Sanguine, and then pass his turn to me. But like I said, right, I held the Super Poly in my hand for this exact situation, and I think you're gonna see me just Super Poly him. Pretty sure. Yep, Super Poly. Use Wendy and the monster, and I'm gonna make Construct effect, and of course App Clone's effect. He's gonna Ash the App Clone effect, and so I mean I'm pretty much guaranteed to like pop off at this point, which is gonna be really nice. I'm gonna use Core effect to add back the L to my hand. The main reason I do this is so that I have a way to play through his disruption. I set back the Squamata. I'm gonna go to battle phase, and I'm gonna attempt to attack the Trident. And I'm just curious to see what he does here. He's gonna Trident the Construct, and I'm gonna chain L. Use Squamata and Construct, and then go 1, 2, 3 Construct, Engrave, and Squamata. So just add back free cards. Send Dragon, send Wendy, and then I'm gonna pop his Cosmic Cyclone, which is gonna be really nice because now I can. The main reason that's so clean is because of the fact that what do you call it? I can like add Schism, like I can like not worry about Schism now, like getting banished off Cosmic, so that's clean. And I'm just gonna set 3 cards and then let him go. He's gonna summon the Lord, and like I said, the Lord is going to be a major misplay from him because now that he has 2 Lords, guess what? My game plan now is to banish both his Lords, right? So we're gonna see how he plays it out. He's gonna top deck L land, like which is absolutely the stones, but on that I'm gonna summon back Construct, then use Construct effect to send Hedgehog, then Hedgehog's effect to add a card to my hand. I'm gonna add the Aerial. The main reason I do this is because I want to be able to activate L, then summon App Clone, add back a card to my hand, and negate his L land so he doesn't get a free plus. So the idea is that I need to be able to out one of his lords next turn and then banish the other one because I have a Dynamist set. So he's gonna attack into the Falco, and I'm like, okay, I'll draw for turn. I'm gonna flip Hedgehog, use its effect to add. I'm gonna grab here at this point the El Shaddoll again. I'm gonna switch App Clone to attack. I'm gonna Cry into the Lord, but App Clone can't be destroyed by battle. Then activate Dynamist on the Lord, and we're gonna see what he does here. Activates Haquero. He's gonna Haquero banish the Resh. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna pitch Aerial banish his entire graveyard. So both his Lords gone again, his Trident gone again, and that's my win con, right? So make Artemis, make Cross Sheep, use effect, add Schism, and then yeah, that's gonna be pretty much the game. I'm gonna dump a punishment because I don't need that anymore. I'll set 3. The reason why I make Cross Sheep 2 is because if he top decks a Zoo monster, I can like easily see he does. I can easily activate Schism to like send an Earth monster because I have Cross Sheep on the field, and then like make Sheshinaga and then just out his Zoo monster. So he's gonna make the Whiptail here, and then I'm just like, okay, Schism, banish my graveyard, and then banish Cross Sheep, summon the Sheshinaga, send the Whiptail, and then it should be game. He has no resource left. I activate Core, summon back the Paleo, summon send. I mean, it's just game. So he just scoops there, knowing that like yeah, he just got out advantage. And now we're gonna go into top 4, guys. All right, guys, now we're going to be looking into the top 4 match that I played against Dragon Link. I actually tied to this person in top 4. I mean, sorry, during Swiss. So we've played each other before. I know he's on Dragon Link. He knows I'm on Shaddolls, but he doesn't know that I was actually on the budget Shaddoll deck. So that's some surprise for him there. Yeah, I mean, this is ultimately where I lost, but I hope you guys will still enjoy the gameplay and the commentary here that you will see pretty soon. I win the RPS here, which is like really nice because I haven't really won a lot of RPS. I think I went 1-4 in RPS during Swiss. I didn't open a starter, so I just set 3 back row and pass. It's just really unfortunate. Like, not opening a playable hand like really blows. I just had traps to like stall and try to like hopefully see a way to play, but he's gonna open up really insane. You'll see here he starts off with Chamber, gets the Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon's effect to add boost sector, and then from here he's going to like pretty much activate quick launch, and then use quick launch effect to summon a I think either the level 1 card. Then he's gonna summon the Obstacle from his hand, and he's gonna make Chaos Ruler. He's gonna chain block and search Tracer, which is gonna be really nice for him. So at this point he's already like extending and making a lot of plays right here. And then he's just like still concerning. He has like so many cards in his hand. I'm just like, Jesus, this is not looking good for me. He makes, I believe that's a Romulus, and he uses that to like add the Ravine to his hand. Which I was like, oh man, that's still pretty good. He pitches Nibiru here, and then he's going to, he's basically has Safer in the graveyard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to target and banish his Romulus, pitch the Aerial, and then you use Aerial to banish his graveyard, right? So I banish the Chaos Ruler, the Levy, and the Safer that he can now that are alive in his graveyard. So I banish those. But you'll see that his hand is like so broken, because he's gonna have ways to like still play even through this. He's gonna activate Boost Sector, and use Boost Sector effect to summon 2 dragons from his hand. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I was still thinking on what I was gonna do here, but I said, okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter to me. It's gonna summon the Chamber, and then I'm like, okay, Chamber is good. Like I said, right, like I don't have a way to like really play, so I have Neo Ceiling set, so I needed him to like do it that way. And then he's gonna make a Savage, and from there I chain Punishment to Savage, and I send Sword. He's gonna activate the effect to bring back, so he has like hella extenders. And then from here you're gonna see like another, like he has like, so like having Warlock Guard Dragon, and then he also has, I think, another he activates Tracer effect. He's gonna make LP, move it over, LP effect, and he's gonna play into Neo Ceiling right here. But like I said, it like didn't matter because I had no way to play. So like at the end of the day, like, you know, I was still losing this game regardless, just because like I just bricked. So like even if I stop him, if I don't draw playable, like there's no way I win. I punish me, so I can't top deck Shaddoll Fusion. Like there's just like no way to win unless I like top deck a Schism to like maybe make Winda. He's gonna use the effect to summon that, and I'm gonna torrential him on I mean Needle Sealing him on summon. He's gonna summon this card back, makes IP or something. No, yeah, he makes IP earlier, but then it's gonna summon the Chaos Ruler, and he's gonna swing into me for some damage and then pass. I'm gonna top deck a card. I set, I think I set a monster and I passed, but I mean I knew I was dead, right? Like he's gonna Chamber, bounce it, chain Dynamace, I'll summon a monster in defense, and you know he has so many extenders, so many fall up. He top decked a Black Dragon, and I'm just like, dude, like I'm just like not catching a break, and I just like scoop here pretty much. And then game 2 is gonna be pretty unfortunate too. Like it's gonna be pretty quick. You'll see that we side. I try to like find pretty much like stuff like Curry Bandit, because I need to get access to like El Shaddoll and make Winda, and like Dragon has a really hard way to like out Winda, in my opinion. So I just couldn't really like do anything there. So I played through so much. His hand was so good, but I needed a way to play, which is like just really unfortunate. So it's just not much I can do here. So we're just gonna go to game 2, and yeah, it's gonna be really fast. So you'll see here, we'll side, and yeah, this is actually something that the next thing you're about to see is something that's happened to me throughout the whole entire tournament. Cut half, and yeah, make him mill a couple cards, and boom, there it is. I went first. Curry Bandit, set 2, pass, end phase. He has Ash, and then yep, everyone always has Ash, Feather Duster, and I just scoop. I mean, there's nothing I can do. He has like 2 warriors, and I just like scoop and left. I mean, it's like, yo, at that point, like there's just nothing. Like I needed Curry Bandit to hit, and he ashed, and then he had Feather Duster. Like I said, it's uninteractive. There's nothing I can do there. So that's pretty much it, guys. Yo, what's up, guys? So got top 4 at this past PPG case tournament. With the Boab deck, right? And I honestly am really happy about the deck overall. So you know, instead of like showing you guys like the deck before we get into the matches, I wanted to like go over the changes that I bought with this week's budget, which is I paid $10 to purchase an Artemis, which is around $6-7, and then I bought 2 Needle Ceilings, which is $1.50 each, for light plate copies. So for a combined total of $10, that's what I bought to upgrade this deck to make it better. The main reason why is, so basically I have 3 Torrentials, But I wanted to have essentially 5 Torrentials, and this card doesn't blow up face down monsters. So I really like this card. Also with Dino Mischief, you can manipulate the monster count really easily with Needle Sealing. And that's like one of the reasons why I also really like the card. There's a lot of really good uses of this card that makes it like so strong. I really like it. Like also like you can activate Resh and get enough monsters so that it meets the activation requirement for Needle Sealing as well. Which is really nice because, like I said, there's a lot of ways to get Needle Sealing live, which is so strong. But I'm gonna go into the deck now, and talk about what I played. So I'm gonna start off with the traps because this is a trap Shaddolls balling on a budget. I played 1 Core, 1 Resh, 1 Schism. I think these cards are like so ridiculous. I'm like. I mean, these cards all have like their own utility. Schism being able to like send anything is really nice. Resh being able to reborn any Shaddoll monster, as well as like flip monsters is really clean. And Shaddoll Core is a card that like makes App Clone really strong. So that's the reason why I play it. And Core is also like not once per turn for any of its effects, so it's like really good. Even with like I think 1 Schism is something I get a lot. And the thing is like there are times where I got Cosmic on Schism and I still won games just because. Like, you know, with El Shaddoll and like actual fusion spells, like you can still push and grind and win against your opponent, especially with like Resh. So like you could play more of this, but realistically 1 is fine. And then we played 2 Needle Sealings, the new card I bought. Like I said, it's a really good card, easily manipulatable by Shadow Game, right? Like if they have 3 monsters, they like think they're like 5 head playing around it. You activate Shadow Game, activate Wendy, set a monster, then activate Needle Sealing. You keep your set monster. So you can flip it for your following turn, then you blow their whole board up. So it's just like really strong. 3 Dino Miss. Honestly, this card won me like every matchups against like Elic. So it's just like so OP. And against like Virtual World, against a lot of decks, banishing removal is like very powerful. And 3 Punishment because it's a pseudo starter. Sending App Clone lets you play the game when you like don't open optimally. So 3 Torrential. I mean, not much to say. Torrential is really crazy. A lot of ways to trigger this. So that's it for the traps. A bunch of traps in the main deck, as you can see. For the spells, I only played 3. 1 Doll Fusion, 3 L, and then 3 Super Poly. So as you saw, I cut Doll Fusion from 2 to 1 from last episode. The reason is because Doll Fusion is not that good in the format. So like a lot of people, like, you know, when they play Shaddolls, they're like very rigid in like the way they approach the deck, and they're like, yo, we gotta like, you know, play triple Shaddoll Fusion, best card in your deck. But in reality, you gotta you know, adjust to the format and then adapt to it and see if that card is actually good or not. And in this format, Shaddoll Fusion is actually not that good, but you still play it as a one-of so that you can search it when you need it to like OTK, etc. The main reason why Shaddoll Fusion is not that good right now is because if you think about the format we're in, right? The combo decks of the format where Shaddoll Fusion is generally really good against, literally put up a floodgate where you can't Shaddoll Fusion, or they put up Ultimateness, which has infinite negates, or you play into the virtual deck and they have VFD. So that's why like Shaddoll Fusion is not that amazing. Into the Zoo Elic deck, they'll just, you know, if they have somewhat of a, if they like know anything about like how the game works, they'll just Trident, pop themselves, so Shaddoll Fusion will not resolve, or it'll try to resolve as much as possible. So that's kind of like why I don't think this card is that good right now. But I do set into the rest, depending on whether or not I think it's like good. Like a lot of like Shaddoll Fusion is really good into a lot of rogue decks, right? Like a lot of rogue decks just make link summons for like no reason, and then you just activate this and then just lose. But you know, 3L because it's a quick play, and then 3 Super Poly, like best card in the main deck, to be honest. It's like the only way you have like Outsuit Dragoon, which is like very problematic, and Super Poly just like legit the no interaction component of Super Poly is so broken. Like this card definitely helps make this deck so much better. So yeah, nothing to say there. For the Shaddoll monsters, play 1 Dragon, 1 Falco, 1 Beast, double Aerial, double Hog, 3 Squamata, and 3 Wendy, and then 3 Mathman. The only change I would make is I would put at least 1 light monster in my main deck. It didn't come up for me at all, but there was one time I was able to resolve Shaddoll Fusion and I didn't have a light monster to send. So I would probably put a light monster in my main deck. I'm not sure which one yet. Maybe the Clown package. Maybe the light Shaddoll monster Chaos again. But yeah, like I said, that's like the majority of the main deck. I liked it overall. Mathman is actually still really good because Mathman is an Earth monster, so like it actually makes Schism live to like out zoo monsters, which is like so broken. Of course, like, and then yeah, I don't think I need to explain Wendy. I don't think I need to explain Squamata, but Squamata with Core makes this card construct. Like, I mean, obviously it's already construct, but it basically has, it gives this card the graveyard effect of like construct or Winda or anything else, which is so nice. And also like you can like Dynamish pinch Shaddoll Core and then like Core add back something from the grave. Yeah, 2 of this. So like I said, the only regret I had was like not playing a light monster in the main deck, but it never came up for me. But it was, I just like having that option or that play available to me. Yeah, so 40 card main deck, no more no less. Yep. I'll then go into the extra deck. Sheshanaga, this card is actually really good. There's more Earth monsters in the format than we think. Against Virtual World, right? Like half of their engine is Earth. And this card is actually a negate too, which is really strong. I played against a Dragon Link player who forgot about Sheshanaga's negate, which is nice. 3 App Colone, 3 Winda, 3 Construct. So max out all the good ones. 3rd Winda came up today against a really grindy ass match. Boar Sword, Artemis, Cross Sheep, Gravity, and Shaddoll Construct. The notable card obviously is Artemis. Artemis was really amazing. Artemis was the newest addition. Even though I didn't have light monsters in my main deck, I have a light monster in my extra deck, which allowed me to summon. The main use of Artemis is generally like when you use Wendy's effect to set a Shaddoll monster, and on the following turn, what you generally want to do is you want to flip the Shaddoll monster up and then get its flip effect, and then you want to convert it to Artemis so that you have a light monster to like fuse with. Then for the side deck, so I side 2 Avarice. I only saw it once, but it was devastating when I did. It got me my recursion back, which was like so powerful. I wanted to have this for like grindy matchups, and there was like a couple grindy matchups, which was really nice. I side the rest of the Shaddoll fusions because, like I said, this card is really strong against rogue decks. For that reason, I put in 2 Curry Bandit as well. So I play 3 normal summons in the main deck, and post side I want to have 5 normal summons because 5 is the most optimal number from a mathematical sense. To see one of and not see multiples. So yeah. 3 Unending Nightmare. I wanted to put this card again against Virtual World because if you have this and Winda, they just auto lose. 3 Lost Wind, which is like randomly good. So I don't know. I think it was fine. Lost Wind is like decent into like random decks. I just put it in because there's not much else I have. And then 3 Lava Golem was the last card. I think this card was really good. I never resolved it, but in theory, this card was pretty good. Generally, like what I do is just to give you guys some side pattern tips. If I'm playing against a deck like a heavy combo deck, like especially rogue combo, I try to side in these 5 and I take out cards like Mathematician because after you Lava Golem, you can't normal summon or set. So you want to be like use Lava Golem to like let's say out your opponent's Dragoon and something else, and then you activate Shaddoll Fusion to like still play. So that's like something to keep in mind. Like I side out Mathman, put in Lava Golem, and then for the 2 of these, I take out like generally like either 2 traps or whatever depending. So that's just something to like keep in mind, like against the combo decks. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck profile and the updated deck. Like I said, I think the deck performed really well. I mean, there's still like some obviously inherent flaws, right? Like Feather Duster is a good card, but it's even better when you break. Ash and hand traps are legitimate choke points for the deck, but you have to like just play around them depending on what they have. So that's something to consider as well. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, guys, for the deck profile. Nothing else. Stay tuned for the next episode, and if you guys haven't already, please consider commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I will see you guys in next week. Anyways, appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one.